Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today is basically, I guess I'd categorize it as story time. It's just a quick explanation of what's been going on with my car. So to cut the long story short, at the first event of the season, we ended up having an off-course incident. Car went off to the right. Thinking back on it, I don't know. I guess I was coming in too hot. It was such a scramble to get the car ready and get down to the event. Things were really crazy. So, took the car to Lido's to get the wrap done and all that stuff. So waiting on the design of the wrap. I initially had picked out a template to put the wrap on. Come to find out that actual template was in European sizes. So, once they created the wrap and they created it on that template, it wasn't properly sized. And on top of that, my car has different side skirts and different elements on it that made it very different. So, Exidy now had to go back and, due to my screw up, had to go back and find a US, template to be able to put the model on and get the sizing and everything correct. So that held back the process even more. So while the car was sitting and waiting at Lido Customs for the wrap to be printed and arrive, it was a plan to get the car wrapped, then take it over to Evolving Motorsports to get the clutch done, and then, hopefully we can, get some kind of testing in, to kind of break the clutch in, see how the car feels, see where we could do some improvements before the first event, but that didn't necessarily go as planned. Basically, how it went, cars at Lido's, filming was crazy to film the wrap. I don't know if you guys seen that video. I will link, it'll be in a link, wherever the description maybe or whatever. I don't know if you guys seen that video. But the car successfully got wrapped. To save time before the car got wrapped, we took it over to Evolving Motorsports. I'm not sure if you guys seen that video as well. It'll be right here. But to save time, we took it over to Evolving. Mike, and his guys, Leo, they did the clutch. Like, it was, I think, maybe like a 1 or 2 day turnaround, which is freaking awesome because we were really, really, really tight. At this point, the race is the first weekend in May, and it was literally the last week in June. This is what we have to work with, right? And we have an 11-hour trip down to Kentucky. So took it over to get the clutch done. And while it's getting the clutch done, the wrap still isn't finished. The wrap isn't finished yet, They took the car back to Lido's. The wrap isn't done yet. So Roberto over at Exidy got the wrap done, got it printed and everything. Through his contact, Greg. Shout out to Greg. Appreciate you, man. Then they overnighted it. Now, we're supposed to be at the race. This is the week. We're supposed to be at the race the weekend. We didn't start wrapping the car until, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Tuesday, and we were supposed to leave. And we were supposed to leave Thursday. So, testing? Yeah, that's not happening. So, Raul, Evan, Chris, he's gonna kill me. I forgot his name. RX7 Tech on Instagram. Man, it was they pulled it out. I was there. I helped a bit. Because I wrapped some things before, but I'm not a professional. Raul did an amazing job at wrapping the car. It came out flawlessly. So Tuesday, Wednesday, all day into the night, really late night, and then Thursday morning, because I wasn't gonna leave until Thursday night. So because I wanted to leave Thursday night, drive all night, and get over to Kentucky at about, during the daytime, anytime possible. So, the day we had to leave, which is a Thursday, it goes like this. Took the camera gear, got it from Ralph, went over to Lido's Customs, which is, for perspective, I'm in the Bronx, they're in Long Island, and I have to rent the trailer. Forgot about that part. I had to rent a trailer because my trailer wasn't done in time. And I had to come back to Yonkers to get the trailer. So, it was go to Long Island, do some last minute filming, right? Because Ralph, he couldn't get it, his 9 to 5 or whatever. But do some last minute filming, then leave, go pick up the trailer in Yonkers. So it was about an hour to Lido's, then an hour from Lido's. Yes, I know a lot of people say, why didn't you just get a trailer that was closer or whatever? It's really tough to get a trailer last minute. We tried, and it just wasn't something I was thinking of. Like, the plan initially was to have the car before the last week. So that last week we can have some kind of testing done and, go out and, feel how the car, see how the car feels and things like that. But things didn't work out that way. So basically, from Lido's, drove an hour back, and this is we're talking about rush hour traffic. On top of that, I had to meet my boy Marty to get a tow hitch, because I bought a tow hitch, but the shaft was the wrong size for the actual hitch on the truck. My fault. Man, crazy scramble. Shout out to Marty, man. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. We gotta link up so I can give you that back, because I got the correct one now. But anyway, we from there, on the way back to get the trailer, met up with Marty, went to grab the trailer, and mind you, this is the first time the first time me having a trailer in the back of a car anyway. So honestly, I ain't gonna fret. I was nervous as hell. Got the trailer, then drove all the way back to Lido's. It was at nighttime. By the time I got back there, the car was completely back together. It was outside waiting for me. And it started to rain, out of all things. I believe it was I think it was 9 p.m. or something like that. And I think Raul and they were exhausted. I really did appreciate that they, took the time out to do all of that. But they helped me load the car in the trailer. Because again, it's my first time trailing a car. Shit, I didn't even know how to just load this shit on properly. I just looked up a couple YouTube videos, thought I had it, but the best experience is actually experience. So, Raul and the guys, they helped me, put the car in the trailer, load it, and I was off. I had to come back home, and so that's another hour back, and then I had to pick up all my supplies, all my stuff, and my racing suit, my helmet, all that stuff. I had to pick it up, and then it was just straight from New York to Kentucky. Ralph and Matt and Ralph's girlfriend, they met up with me, and it was on the road, 12-hour drive. Get down to Kentucky, got a couple people there, Dan, Mark, and Mikey and stuff. But Dan and they kind of held a spot for me or whatever. So I got there, unloaded the car. We went down to the they had an event, kind of a festival that Friday night. So we went, and mind you, this is literally on zero sleep because we drove through the night. We get there, everything started Saturday, after the festival Friday night, we all just hung out and chilled out, and then, Saturday morning, we come up, and basically, we had practice runs. They were trying to figure out how to get everything flowing, so that way everything's free flowing. So practice runs, and then we actually had some competition runs, and this was great. My time wasn't too bad by the end of Saturday. I guess I would say I was sort of in the mix, But, as Sunday came on, as everyone was getting faster, everyone's getting more familiar with the hill. Because, mind you, this is the first time this hill is open. And so we went. The first run was pretty good. Um, Came back down and waited for the next time they called us up. And the second run, that's just, when everything happened. You know, it was I would say my quickest run of the day, and all Saturday I was hitting the same turn, hitting the same turn, hitting the same turn, nothing. And I don't know. I guess my angle for hitting the road was just off that one time, and we just went off course, and it was a letdown because after everything we had went through to get the car back rolling, and wrapped and prepared for it and everything, and I was talking about this for months to come. I really wanted to go. It was my first hill, and for this to happen, it was like it sucked. I thought I would have had more of an emotional response to what happened with when the car got hit and stuff like that. But I didn't. I kind of understood that this was part of the process. This is part of the game that we play, and it does happen. I'm actually just happy it didn't go off. I didn't go off on the left side of the road, as that's, I don't know, probably was like a 75-foot gorge with trees and rocks and all this stuff. Like, I probably might not have been here making this video right now if I would have went off that side. Thank God. But I was able to walk away without a scratch. Maybe just a little muscle spasm because as on impact I kind of tightened up, and the car hit and whatnot. But aside from that, it was more like the shock hit me. It brought the car up the hill, and I just waited to bring it back down. They brought it back down on a flatbed, and some of the guys that were in the paddock number 2, they just helped me push it on. Definitely thankful for them. I appreciate it. And then I guess just loaded up and got ready to leave. It was over at that point. I really wish I could have finished the weekend, because although it was a rush start, it was a great start. It was a fun hell. Would like to say I'd go back, but we'll see how things go in the future. But for the most part, that is the story. I'm gonna cut away and I'll show you guys like some of the damage in photos, but I'll also do like a quick walk around as to what got damaged on the car, and where we're at in repairing it, and what steps we'll take in the future to, I guess, because you can't necessarily predict or predict a off course or something like that, but you can at least try and prevent it. And I think that is something that I'll try my best to do moving forward. I will say it is a learning experience for me, because yes, you're in the racing game and stuff like that, but for me it's educational because I get to fully take apart the front of the car, and I just took some time to sit down and read up some things on suspension, and read up some things on how everything works, how it would affect this, how it would affect that, how how certain adjustments would affect the car. And honestly, just thankful to be able to I guess have this experience to kind of learn, because I learned life, things in life that happen. Life doesn't just happen to you; they happen for you. So I'll take it, the good days and the bad days, I'll take it with stride. Although it's taking some time to get things back, we'll get back out there, and we will, get back on the course, and get some podiums, hopefully out of 2021. But let me show you guys the extent of the damage and basically how we can work on, you know, getting the car back together.
A few moments later.
So we're here at the car. Gotta get it uncovered and show you guys the extent of the damage. Here we are. Yeah, it's been down for a little while. These are all the old pieces, per se. But, you know, it's been covered, sitting here. Interior is still fine. So basically, this is the right side. You know, we remove the control arm and all this stuff because we're gonna replace all the bushings, the sway bars, end links, and of course you see something missing. That would be the coilovers. They're gone. We'll probably replace the rotors as well. But this is it from the front. As you can see, oil cooler is definitely toasted. You can see the quick release brackets right here. They're done. The other one was completely ripped off. I have to take it off. I took it off. This had to be bent back. I'll share a photo of how bent it was. You can see that, you know, the frame right here, the radiator support is, you know, it's kind of pushed back a little bit. I'm gonna work together to get everything done. But on this side, this is where most of the damage occurred because this is the side that got hit. The coilover, you know, the I don't know what they call it, the collar ring or whatever, it bent. You know, I'll share the photo as well. I believe the control arm as well is bent. Surprisingly enough, the tie rod's still good, tie rod end is still good, the knuckle's still good, axle, everything's still good. Oil coolers, you know, has to get replaced. I'm definitely gonna replace these rotors as well. But the subframe, I don't know if you can see the difference. Like you see this side right here, and then we go to the other side, and you can see it's clearly not the same. So subframe definitely getting replaced. Where are we? Fender, of course, that's getting replaced. Great thing is, from the front door all the way back, on both sides of the car, was not touched. The hood was not touched at all. The hood was not touched at all. I'll pop it up. You can see that everything on the top, it's all straight. The top of the rad support was fine. Nothing happened up here. It's just, you know, if you can look at the bottom, you'll see that there is a bend in the rad support on this side, and we kind of have to pull it, maybe, you know, bend it forward a little bit. But other than that, that's really about it. All the hoses, you know, everything. Waiting on all the new products and everything to come in. But that's it basically, for the most part. Fortune Auto, you know, they helped out a lot with this. You know, they asked me to send in the coils. They took care of it, and you know, we're able to get it back actually, and so we just have to put it on the car, waiting for the new subframe to come in. And once the new subframe comes in, we can start to replace everything else, because we have all the replacement parts We have the replacement arm. We have because the arm on the right hand side, the passenger side, got bent. So did the wheel. But once the subframe comes in, we'll be able to replace everything. We're gonna replace the bolts. We're gonna replace, because they've been sitting on the car for about 5 years, so I just want to have it kind of refreshed and new. Don't mind the glares. Still, a little sunny out here. But yeah, that's it. We're working on getting the car back together. Like I said, was trying for this end of this month, but it will be, let me see, hopefully mid-July. We'll see how it's gonna go. We'll see. I will say this though, if there's anyone out here that knows maybe a welder on the go, basically, we just need 1 or 2 things spot welded. This bracket right here, I don't know if you can make it out, but it you can see that it kind of bent, kind of popped out the spot weld. So we just want to, so any welders on the go, just let me know. If anything, we'll wait till the car is fully back on and running, and then we'll go from there. But all right guys, that's really about it. I'm gonna cover back up and just wait for the products to come in. All right, take care. Thanks. Well, that was it. Basically, yeah, that's what we're working with. It wasn't, I guess you could say too bad, but on the offside of that, it was worse than I initially thought it was. And so a lot of things need to be replaced. Control arms, coilovers, end links, sway bars, even the subframe, oil cooler, intercooler, radiator. I would say condenser, but we're pulling the condenser, and the car won't have AC anymore. So I mean, I never used it anyway, so whatever. And a bent wheel, so we're replacing that. But I really do have to make a shout out to Roberto from Exity. He really, even through this whole ordeal, he's been very supportive and very, it happens, bro. Let's just, see what we can do and get things back on the road. I appreciate you. He's been guiding me through this whole process, and I really appreciate it. Shout out to Nick Swan from Fortunato. Man, this is definitely, like, the coilover has been, like you've seen in the photos. I sent it down to them, and they took care of it and got it back to me in probably like under 2 weeks, which was awesome. I mean, it took maybe a week and a half for them to receive it, but once they received it, work to it was done in about a week and a half, which thank you very much. I appreciate that. Shout out to Mike Lewin at Professional Awesome. He was very he was very supportive and helpful in terms of getting me in contact with the proper people to get things done, along with getting all my Professional Awesome stuff back on the car. Thank you again. And just for the people that did know, because a lot of people didn't know that the car, something happened to the car. For the people that didn't know, and those who were just like, who actually asked me, hey, you need some help with this, or you need some help with that, you need help taking this off or taking that off, I appreciate it. And so it's just, I guess, the road to rebuild. I'm shooting to have it, I originally wanted to shoot it to have towards the end of this month, but the way things are looking, it won't happen, to be honest. So I'm hoping mid-July, hopefully. We do have, again, like I said, the coilovers came back. We were able to, get White Line on board as a sponsor, as well as a few other companies. So things should be on the move, to get the car back. It's just, I got the new subframe from Antonio, because he's actually been helping me a lot in this as well. Check him out on IG, young Scarface and whatnot. he's actually, he has a bunch of evos laying around, and he's like just kind of, been able to help me with some of the parts that are, I guess, dinged up on the car to replace it. So, sent the subframe out to get powder coated, and so just waiting to get it back, to be honest. And once we get that back, it's more of basically just let's try and put the car back. I'm still waiting on the wheels from Koenig, because with the industry shortage across the board, things have been tough. And so once the wheels come in, they'll get it over to me, and I guess we'll just buy some new tires. But here's the thing: when I checked it, when I took the tire off, I actually could see thread. So again, no opportunity for testing. No telling how long the thread was showing. It could have been showing on our Saturday runs, and then finally things just didn't have enough grip for Sunday, and it we just went off. But in the future, definitely testing and making sure everything's set and just ready to go 2-3 weeks before we even have to go, because they say if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So let's try not to rush things in the future. But thanks you guys for taking the time out to listen. Like, subscribe. I'm fairly new at this YouTube stuff. A friend of mine kept telling me, you can be a YouTube sensation and stuff like that, and I'm just here telling my story, and and certain things that I'm into and stuff like that. If you guys enjoy it, cool, thank you, I appreciate it. If you feel like possibly anything that I've ever posted could have helped anyone, I guess just share it. And yeah, man, you guys take care. Maybe I'll do a day in a life one day or something like that. But yeah, you guys have a good one. Take care. Thanks, man.